Hello everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much. Almost all the shows that you hear on this channel were produced around 60 to 90 years ago. It was a different time and a different era. Stereotypical portrayals and comments were the norm back then. Many old-time radio shows contained some material that today some would find objectable in some fashion. This is history, and this was the way it was. We learn from our mistakes and we move forward every time the sun comes up. The shows contained here are not only for the historical content they may contain, but for entertainment. What some may find offensive, others will not. If you find you are easily triggered by stereotypical portrayals or comments, I suggest you immediately stop listening, unsubscribe, and find other avenues of entertainment. Unless the platforms that I have these shows uploaded to mandate they be removed, they will stay. Please enjoy the following show.
The most delightfully fascinating character in the realms of mystery, Charlie Chan. From the very beginning, the mixed cigarette box lids and the pink scarf grasped in the dead woman's hands have puzzled Inspector Chan in the case of the murder of Ellen Landini at Pine View. Now the inspector knows the answer. The murderer is a person who is colorblind. Confronted with this fact, Inspector Chan tried to learn in a conversation with Romano whether or not the opera impresario is colorblind. But Romano, ever wily, fails to give any indication. It is the following morning, and Inspector Chan is dressing when Ah Sing enters the room.
Good morning, Ah Sing. Còn cái trên chuyện của đâu lên vậy đó?
Hey, good morning, Mr. Chen. You like a number one good hot water for shaving, huh?
Thank you, Ah Sing, but I have already shaved.
Oh.
Tell me, Honorable Sing, have you thought upon matters which I suggested to your most attentive ears yesterday?
Oh, what you mean, Mr. Chan?
I mean, Ah Sing, that you should cease to avoid being trapped into admission and boldly come forth as befits one of your birth and tell the truth.
Oh, what's the matter, you? Me all the time you talk the truth. You're crazy. You speaking me go back to China.
Yes, Ah Sing.
You thinking me like you go back to China? Oh, you think again. Suppose I think say something, huh?
Yes, I sing something. What?
Oh, anything? Anything make you think me tell you something? That's all. But I think I'll go back to China. Oh, much you work in this place.
Then I sing you have decided not to tell me the truth.
No can tell more. Me no nothing.
Arrest draws near, I sing.
Oh, no can help. Suppose you arrest me go to jail? All right, me go to jail.
Very well, I sing.
Oh, what's the matter?
Nothing, I sing.
Oh.
I remembered present from my daughter, Evelyn. Very beautiful tie, flaming color. Perhaps the brightness of this tie will help to lighten the gloom of our surroundings. What do you think, I sing, huh?
Oh, not tie?
Yes.
Oh, tie all righty.
But the color, Ah Sing? Do you not like the vivid color?
Oh, color all righty too.
But you do like it? Or perhaps you like blue better?
Oh, me like it all the color. Red and the blue and the green and the pink and the black and all the same I sing like all the number one. Chị chồng cổ này cái xin bảo là mấy cô nào là breakfast ketchup nào.
I shall accompany you, Ah Sing. Yeah, tongue with you,
Good morning, Mr. Chen.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Romano. You are going down to breakfast?
But yes, the crisp air and this Montans have given me the appetite. Not too good for the figure, Mr. Chen. Such meals as Mr. Ward serve here at the Pine View.
I must admit truth of your remark, Mr. Romano. I find that my customary glass of orange juice is hardly sufficient. But alas, to indulge when one has proportions as ample as mine leads but to disaster.
Morning, Inspector.
Good morning, Sheriff. You rested well, I trust?
I did, Inspector, very well.
You will sit here, Monsieur Chan.
Thank you, Cecile.
Monsieur will have coffee this morning?
Thank you. Yes, Cecile?
Some French toast. It is very nice. Crisp brown toast.
I shall, Cecile.
Good morning, Don. Good morning, Mr. Jen.
Good morning, Leslie.
Good morning, Miss Beaton. Oh, our host, Mr. Ward. Good morning.
Good morning to you all. Oh, John, will you sit opposite Mr. Chan?
Thanks, Dudley.
Well, Inspector, is the solving of the mystery progressing? Or perhaps I should wait till after breakfast before putting such a question.
Everything is moving along in improved manner, Mr. Ward. We shall soon be leaving Pine View to your relief and our regret, for we have received at your hands most hospitable welcome.
I shall be sorry to see you leave. Pine View will be very quiet after you go.
Coffee, Monsieur Ryder.
Thank you, Cecile. By the way, Chan, I'd like to get away for a day. I should go to San Francisco.
Mr. Ryder, I can assure you that tomorrow you may leave if you so desire.
Providing this mystery is cleared up?
Tomorrow, Mr. Ryder, we shall all know who is the person who so brutally killed Madame Landini and Dr. Swan.
So you think, Chan?
Not only think, Mr. Ryder, so I know.
Thank goodness. Well, it will be a welcome relief to return to normalcy. Somehow this perpetual thinking, wondering as to who amongst us is...
Quite so, Mr. Ward. It is extreme nervous strain which in time makes enemies out of best friends. Sheriff.
Yes, Inspector?
Will you join me in study when you have finished breakfast?
Ready now, Inspector.
You will pardon us rising from table.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Quite all right, Mr. Chen.
Noticeable, is it not, Sheriff, how when one is looking for something, it thrusts itself upon one's mind.
What, Inspector?
Both of us, searching for a remark which will indicate to us that one person is colorblind, Cecile passes perfectly innocent remark regarding crisp brown toast.
I didn't think of it.
On other hand, I try to trap Ah Sing into remark about tie I've worn this morning, and Ah Sing baffles me with admissions, remarks, yeses and nos, but fails utterly to convey to me any idea as to whether or not he is colorblind.
Do you think that he might be deliberately avoiding incriminating himself?
One would be compelled to believe so from his evasion.
Well, all that I can say is that it took willpower on my part to keep from remarking about the brilliant red of the tie you're wearing. I knew, of course, that you'd done it for a purpose, but how someone didn't mention it is more than I can understand.
When one is deliberately searching for something, time seems to drag on leaden feet. Man waiting for a swollen stream to subside feels ages pass over his head. I tried also to trap Romano last night.
You did?
Yes, Sheriff. Closed door, please. Sit down.
Sure.
Last night, I spoke to Romano about Landini's book. Mm-hmm. He said that he had assisted in writing. I mentioned Lago Maggiore. He said that he had been there.
He did?
Yes. He spoke of the lake, the sky, the hills. Beloved Stresa. But not once did he mention color.
Like Ah Sing, deliberately avoiding it, huh?
Ah, that is the trouble. Who can tell who deliberately avoids mention of color, or who does not even think of color? It is, as I say, so simple to detect in person the effects of color blindness. Yes, so simple in theory, but so difficult in practice.
I'm beginning to realize that myself. I watch the conversation and hope that someone will say something that will give me a lead, but, well, Ryder hasn't given any sign. Romano hasn't. Ward hasn't.
Mr. Island, pilot of Landini's plane, could not be colorblind. He could not obtain certificate of pilot if it were so.
Yeah, that's true. Cecile mentioned brown toast. Of course, even a colorblind person can pass a remark like that. Everybody knows toast is brown.
Yes. All that you say is true, Sheriff. It is only question of time, however, before we shall detect proper persons. All then that remains is to trap them into situations which is acceptable as evidence.
You think we can do that today?
Most certainly. I have several methods in mind. One for Mr. Ryder, another for Cecile, still another for Mr. Ward. Romano. Romano will be a little difficult. He is very astute impresario, is Mr. Romano. That is Miss Beaton. I shall leave you alone.
But, Inspector...
Not a word. I have a reason. Come in, Miss Beaton. I'm going downstairs for a few minutes.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Very well, Inspector. Don, I've been a little fool.
Say, what's come over you, Leslie?
No, don't stop me. I may never have the courage again.
What are you talking about?
That night, the night Landini was murdered, Inspector Chan has mentioned the fact that someone was not telling the truth.
Yes, we all know that.
It was I.
What?
I didn't tell the whole truth. I heard the shot. We all did.
Yes.
I knew it came from the balcony. I didn't sit there dumbly. I ran to the balcony window, opened it, saw a figure leave the study by the balcony.
Ah Sing.
Yes, it was Ah Sing.
Well, that seems to settle it. But then that was only the misleading shot. What of the real shot? The one that killed Landini? After your sponsor's message, Inspector Chan will be with us again. Well, Mr. Chan, what Chinese philosophical saying have you for us this evening?
I have been thinking much of friends who, with the end of case at Pine View, will part to go their different ways.
Yes, Mr. Chan?
Some men at the close of their days sit surrounded by trophies, mementos, objects which they have collected by aid of their wealth. In that they find but shadow of joy. Man who sits with memories of great friendships as companion of his declining years is wealthy in substance, more precious by far than fine gold.
Yeah.